Guess what we're doing today? Tomatoes and eggplant seed.
But first, an update on the seedlings that we started a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so we have here the Kalawanda peppers. Those are the big green peppers. There's a couple of them have come out nicely. You can see that one there is just popping out right now. I'm hoping the rest of these should start coming out as well. Peppers do take a bit longer. I've got them raised on the planter here just so that they're a good 3 or 4 inches away from the lights. And similarly here, the jalapenos, they're doing really well. They're almost all come. Every cellar's got a plant in there, doing quite well. The cayenne peppers, they're the slow ones. None of them have come out at all yet. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they should be out in the next week or so. They're not as close to the light. Maybe, I don't know, that might be a factor. And then the lemon balm, I'm really happy with the lemon balm. It's my first time doing lemon balm. I did overcrowd them somewhat, but they seem happy enough. Hopefully they'll look just like that in a few weeks. And then I got the 2 kinds of the onions, the red onion and the Walla Walla white onions. I think they'll look quite healthy. You can trim the tops of the onion. The key thing with the onions is that the green stem stays nice and strong. And so I'll be doing that. I've already started feeding them. I started feeding them when they got to about 3 or 4 inches tall. And so, yeah, looking good. I'm happy with that. So here in zone 5, it's still too early to be planting seeds outside. There's snow on the ground. The ground itself is actually frozen right now, so you can't be digging in there. So we have a good 4 or 5 weeks before, May long weekend is the official safe weekend, but even earlier than that, it's still quite a while away. So what I was thinking over the next 4 or 5 weeks that we have a bit of a lull, I'm going to post some videos behind the science to the gardening. So some of the things we'll be covering is starting seeds. What are the important factors? You'll have already most likely started some of your seeds, but you should be doing that now. What are the important factors when it comes to starting seeds? The lighting, the watering. Why do you need a fan? Why are they leggy? Those kind of things. We will cover the science behind that. And then the grow light. So lighting is important. So how to pick the grow lights, why you need grow lights. And then as the seeds start to grow and the plants start to show, what about feeding? At what point do we start to feed the plants? That's an important factor because, we put all this time and effort into growing the seedlings and then they droop and fall down. That's the last thing we want. So we want them to be healthy and strong. So when do we start to feed them? One of the mysteries behind gardening, at least for me, was always the pH. Why is pH? What is pH, and why is pH important of a soil? How does it impact the seedlings and how they grow? Because sometimes you can be feeding them all the right things, but if they don't have the right pH in the soil, they won't grow. It's like a lock on the door. Unless you open the door, none of those the nutrition can get in. So pH is important. And then the nutrition of the soil itself is quite important. I'm trying to move away from using man-made chemical fertilizers. I'd rather go more towards a natural way of fertilizing. So we'll cover some of the living soil, as it were, how to make that more naturally nutritious for the plants. So hopefully you will be able to follow me through my journey as we do that. That's the science behind the gardening. And then in 5 weeks from now, let's put it into practice and let's see how it all works out. Time will tell. So today I'll be planting the tomatoes. I have 3 types of tomatoes and an eggplant. So the 3 tomatoes that I have, all 3 of them actually are indeterminate, meaning they'll go throughout the season. The determinate ones, they just get to a certain height and then they stop. That's all the tomatoes you get. Whereas the indeterminate ones, they keep growing throughout the season. I have 3 types. The one is like a beefsteak type of tomato, which is great for burgers on the barbecue. And then they're like a cherry tomato, which is great for salads. And then the all-round kind of medium-sized tomato, which you can use for everything else. In our house, we like curries, so we use them in our curries a lot. And then eggplant. Who doesn't like a good eggplant? So the seed mix I'm using here is Jiffy, the premium seed mix. It's a very light, fluffy kind of mix. Here, let me show you. As you can see, it's very light and fluffy, which is the key thing. You don't want it to be too heavy. The main thing is that the roots can get through there nicely. Okay, let me mix it. So as you can see, it's very light and fluffy. There's not much to it in the way of nutrients. The key thing with the soil here at this point is just that it's fluffy and can hold the water. So it needs to be able to hold in the water as the plants are growing. In this particular Jiffy mix, it's you need to keep it moist, like keep it wet, because once this one dries out, it almost repels the water, so it's very hard to get it hydrated again. So you really do need to make sure you keep it moist. Don't let it dry out at all. I'm going to actually add some perlite to help the drainage. So here's the perlite that I'm going to be adding. That will help with the drainage, because as I said, this particular soil it is prone to drying out, and that's the last thing you want, is for it to dry out. You need to keep the moisture up. So I'm going to add a little bit of perlite with the drainage. You don't need much. I'm just going to put a couple of handfuls and mix it in. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pour in the water and let it soak in. We want to get it to a consistency where essentially it'll hold, but it's not overly saturated. So let me just see. It's overly dry right now. Taking out most of the lumps are coming out, and I want it to a point where it's holding together. So when you take it like that, you can see it holds together, doesn't fall apart, and it's not overly saturated. I think that's good enough. Okay, fill these up. Yeah, I'm just going to fill these up first. I don't know if you need to film all of this.
You can time lapse it. Okay, say something about how full they should be.
Okay, I'm just going to fill these up to the top. I will be poking holes in them before I plant the seeds for the right height, but right now it's just filling them up. Okay. Let me just back of the package to see how deep these need to be. These actually just need to be 1/8 of an inch deep. That's less than I thought, but yeah, it's just almost near the surface. So just on the top, little holes. Okay. Let's open this pack. Okay, so you can see the seeds are quite small. Just going to put 2 per cell. Typically trying to put 2 in each cell, just in case the first one doesn't pop out. Then we've got a backup. One, oops, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. Fill these, close these up. These are a bit wet, but that's okay. I think it's better to be a little wet than dry. Okay. So I'm just going to put them in here. So these are rigid, and they've got holes on the bottom of here. You can see the holes, so any excess water will come out. So that's why it's okay to be a little bit wet, because it's going to fall out the bottom in there. And then right now I probably don't need the dome. That's for the humidity, and you got a little controller here to reduce the humidity and temperature. But for now, I think that's good. So I am going to put these over on the heat mat. Yeah. Probably, and the dome will go on top. I'll leave the dome off for now, right now. I'll just let it soak out because they are a little bit wet, like I said, but these will drain out. And I'll leave them on the heat mat because they do need a warmer temperature. You can see, like on the back, it does tell you on the temperature that the soil temperature needs to be 21 to 31 Celsius is when they germinate. So they do need a warmer temperature, and so a heat mat is always good. So I'm going to put them on the heat mat. And then when you watch my the science behind the seeds, you'll see that there's other factors as well, like the watering and the lighting, which I highly recommend you watch that when it comes out. Hey, so we just finished up planting the tomatoes and the eggplants seeds. Hopefully in a week or so they'll start sprouting just like these guys here, and I'll be sure to keep you posted on the progress there. So looking forward to the warming weather so we can get out there into the garden itself. In the meantime, like I mentioned earlier, keep your eye out for the videos I'll be doing on the science behind the gardening. Subscribe and register for the notifications so you'll know as soon as I post those. I look forward to talking to you. Take care. Talk to you soon.